What is going on, guys? Mango12 here, and we are jumping back into the Spider-Gwen series with the all-new, all-different Marvel Universe issue 1 set after the Secret Wars event ends, and it's pretty much picking up from the previous Spider-Gwen issue. Now, the Spider-Gwen series is going to be focusing on Spider-Gwen's guilt with Peter Parker dying as the Lizard. If you remember from when Spider-Gwen very first kicked off, we found out that Peter Parker accidentally turned himself into the Lizard because he wanted to be just like Spider-Gwen, and Spider-Gwen actually got blamed for the death of Peter Parker, and that is why the police and everyone like that don't like her, the public don't like her, etc. And it actually turns out that the Lizard returns, but that's impossible because Peter Parker's dead. Or is he? So without further ado, guys, let's jump into this review. So let's go! So like all good TV series and episodes, the issue opens up with a robbery at what looks to be a corn dog parlour or something along those lines. I don't know because corn dogs aren't exactly sold in the UK, so yeah, but as you can see, it's a regular criminal. This happens all the time. And then all of a sudden, the Lizard pops out of nowhere, and I think he looks amazing. Especially because the Lizard hasn't been in any recent comic books, you know, like the Amazing Spider-Man comics or anything along those lines. So it's nice to see the Lizard become a villain again, and especially a main villain in a comic such as Spider-Gwen. Now, as we turn over the page, we get our very first reintroduction to Spider-Gwen for the first time after the Secret Wars has ended, and you can see that she's dealing with everyday problems that us normal people go through, waking up late, being late for work, all of that crazy stuff, and the only way to get there on time is by suiting up and going as Spider-Gwen to get there, dodging the traffic. But the worst part about that is that you've got to remember that Spider-Gwen is wanted by the police for the death of Peter Parker, so every time she puts on that suit, she attracts unwanted attention, and especially going to work, that's a place that you don't want the police turning up. Something else that we also get reintroduced to is the art style. You get the popping colours, very graffiti finesse, which is just awesome. Now, I know some of you guys don't like the Spider-Gwen artwork at all. When I post previews to future issues that haven't even been released yet on my Facebook page, some of you guys actually leave a comment talking about how you just do not like the art style, and I completely understand that. It's not for everybody. Now, I'm a little bit in the middle about it, but I still think it's awesome nonetheless. It's a very different take on the rest of any other comic book. I kind of feel like the artwork sometimes lacks facial features though, you know, like on characters like wrinkles, etc. But obviously that's just the style of the artwork, so that's perfectly fine. Now, one of the things that I absolutely loved is that when Spider-Gwen actually got to work, it turns out that it was the corn dog parlour that robbery was happening at last night, and it turns out that the Lizard also ate everything in there. And the best part is that Gwen Stacy works there as a part-time job, so it just seems very funny how that kind of just ties together like that. We also have to remember that Spider-Gwen revealed her identity to her father as Spider-Gwen, or Spider-Woman should I say, in the very first issue of Spider-Gwen a few months ago. But you can see that the Lizard has been sighted across the city multiple times, and not just at the corn dog parlour. Now, Gwen actually starts doing some research, you know, looking around, trying to get answers as to what's going on, and I actually think that this is the criminal that was at the corn dog parlour when the Lizard attacked, and he's actually hiding in a dumpster, not wanting to talk to anyone, and he's actually crying as well. Now, the next obvious place for Gwen to go is Dr. Kurt Connors at Midtown High. And this is the very first time that we've been introduced to this Dr. Connors from this Spider-Gwen universe, so that's awesome. Now, we discover that Dr. Kurt Connors has been messing with Lizard genetics before, so the very first place Gwen Stacy goes is to his office, and we find out that he's pretty much being erased off the face of the earth. There's no files about him, his address isn't even there, and he's pretty much disappeared. Now, the only logical thing is that this Lizard sighting is because of him. Something else that I absolutely love about this series and this issue in particular is that whenever you get like a flashback, you get like a blue tint. Like, I don't know whether you've noticed, but every single page has some kind of tint of colour. It's very retro, it's very graffiti finesse, and we get quite a few flashbacks. One flashback is her talking to Peter Parker about the Spider-Gwen universe's Harry Osborn, and then we get another flashback to when Gwen was at a gig about to play in the band or something along those lines, and Harry Osborn actually asked her out. So basically, we were getting a little bit of a montage from a few pages of what was going on in Gwen Stacy's school with Harry Osborn, with Peter Parker, and just the overall thing and the situation around that. We saw Peter Parker getting bullied at prom and actually injecting himself with the Lizard formula, then dying, then going to the funeral, and all of that crazy stuff. Now, since there wasn't anything really to go on, Gwen decided to go out there, just get a bunch of corn dogs and try and lure the Lizard out. She went down into the sewers, she went around the street, and eventually something turned up. Something else that I really like about this series and the comic is the writing that it gives us. bringing plenty of flashbacks back into the story that we've already seen before, and of course giving us a little bit more. And hopefully this Peter Parker story will eventually be put aside, because I feel like this Peter Parker thing has been going on forever, and now I'm kind of eager to get to the bottom of it, and I just want it to hurry up. I think something that we didn't expect is for there to be multiple lizards show up. Like, literally, about 5 of these lizards show up, and I think that's just crazy. Maybe Dr. Kirk Connors is spreading this thing into multiple people. Maybe he's testing it. Maybe he's shipping it out as, like, some kind of product to make money. I don't know, but that's a little bit crazy. And as we get to the final page of the issue, we get this surprising character pop in, and it's Captain America of Spider-Gwen's universe standing above her, telling her that she's under arrest. Now, I'm trying to think, was all of this just some crazy lure to get Spider-Gwen out and about so that the Avengers could capture her? Like, what's going on there? What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section below. But that is the end of that comic, and now we are about to close off this video. So guys, I'm going to give this issue an 8 out of 10. It was a brilliant issue 1. It was nice to be jumping back into the Spider-Gwen character. Obviously, we don't know whether this is Spider-Gwen's universe or whether it's Spider-Gwen living alongside the 616 Amazing Spider-Man and Spider-Man 2099 and all that. But we'll probably find out when we get the final issue of Secret Wars within the next coming weeks or months. So that is it for this video, guys. So go to the links in the description to follow me on Twitter and Facebook for all of the latest in comic book news and updates. Don't forget to go to my Instagram to enter the giveaway for the Amazing Spider-Man issue 1 giveaway. And of course, see what I'm doing in my free time when I'm not editing these videos. And for more, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and I will see you all later.